70%, yes, 70% of online carts are abandoned every single year. That's billions of dollars lost. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through the 5 abandonment flows top DTC brands use to recover millions in revenue. I'll show you the exact strategies and examples that you can copy today. Every single day, millions of potential customers add products to their basket and then they just simply disappear. They forget. It's not a statistic. It's generally just lost revenue that's just disappearing, which means right now, if you haven't got your full abandonment process set up correctly, your checkout process might be bleeding money. And we're going to fix that today. So first of all, why is this so important and why it demands your attention? Like I said, lots of money. It's gone, it's disappeared, it's not coming back. However, that presents a good opportunity because it's actually quite easy to pick up that revenue that you would have missed. This is where automation and flows come in, specifically talking here today about the abandonment flows. There are automated abandonment flows, which I'm sure you guys have got set up already. They're work 24/7 that help nurture prospects back to purchase without additional ad spend. Now, there is definitely going to be at least one flow in this, and I can guarantee there's going to be one flow in this video in your abandonment process that you have not got set up yet, which could potentially perform more and better than your top performing abandonment flow and even your welcome series. Now, I'm going to get into that in a second. Well, I say second, actually, toward the end of the video. Now, don't skip, though, the end of the video, because there's probably a few other insights that you're going to get from each of the flows that's going to help you. So don't skip. But these are the 5 flows, right? I don't want to gatekeep anything. I want to tell you straight off, first of all, what they are. You've got site abandonment, browse abandonment, cart abandonment, checkout abandonment, and then the one you probably haven't got, high intent abandonment flow. Now, we'll get into the specifics of each one, first starting with the site abandonment, and I'm going to show you live how to set up this technically to get started, okay? Now, the way I like to do things when I work is get everything set up in Klaviyo, technically wise, visually, so I can see it. Then I will worry more about, okay, the strategy, the copy, the design, all right? But to get things moving, right, to take the first step, we want to be taking the first step, right? And what step can we take? And everybody who's watching this video, take right now. You can log into Klaviyo and you can get these things set up, right? You don't have to have emails designed, copy written. You can get them set up and there's no harm doing so. If anything, it's just going to help you get the motivation going and get the steam pistons rolling. So we're going to start with site abandonment. This is visitors that leave your website without viewing products. These are your most tentative visitors. They've landed on your site. They haven't engaged in any products. They may just be researching, comparing, or simply browsing. Now, the challenge here is that you basically know nothing about their intent or preferences, okay? So this is the strategy on how I would approach a site abandonment, okay? Now, feel free to pause the video, take some notes so that you can go away either yourself or present this to your team, so that it can go away and actually flesh this out into a full flow framework. Now, first of all, you want to focus on your brand story and credibility. This is where you share the mission and values and what makes you different than everybody else. This is a way of building trust because right now the goal is to build trust and not to push your products. It's a gentle invitation, not hard selling. So in this part of the flow, in the abandonment sequence, we want to be offering value-driven content, things like guides, tips, behind the scenes, all different insights that help nurture the relationship. When you're thinking about the strategy, you're prioritizing the third point, which is education over discount. You want to resist the urge to immediately offer discounts here in the site abandonment. I know so many brands, too many brands that will just bash all their discounts because they think, we'll do anything to convert the first customer. It doesn't matter. But what that's going to do is going to affect your LTV down the road because the likelihood of them coming back again, if you offer a big discount up front, the thing is, if you try and offer a big discount or even just a smaller discount again in the post-purchase journey, it's going to be harder to convert them, right? Because they've already been given. And I see this so much with food subscription businesses. And sorry to highlight these. I know it's a big industry anyway, so I'm not picking on anyone, but I've had personal experiences of this where I'll have a letter come through my door. I've maybe been on their website or I've been on a similar website, and the way marketing works, right, is sometimes if your cookies are enabled and things like this, you actually get put into different lists. If they have your data, you can resign them to another brand and then, I don't know, Virgin Wines will reach out to you and say, here's free wine. So there's ways that there's cross-marketing happening, right? And I think the problem with that is they basically try and get you in with a big discount. And what happens is, particularly in my experience with a food subscription business, is they gave me like a crazy discount. I think the first box of food was free. And I was like, okay. And this is before I was successful in an agency. So I was like, okay, I'll get my first box and then I'll go find another one. And the funny thing is because one food brand does this, all the competitors start doing it. So I could actually go through a list of like 10 different competitors of this food subscription business and just get free stuff, and people are lazy, right? So not many people would do what I did. But the thing is when you try and reach out to them down the road, the likelihood of them buying with a smaller discount is harder, it's more difficult. So I think in this case, you want to just basically, in most cases, you want to be prioritizing education over discounts first. And if you do discounts, start with smaller amounts. And then as people buy more, you can progressively give them more discounts. But anyway, that's a bigger strategy. I just wanted to mention it now because we're at the beginning of the abandonment journey. Now, let's set this up live. So first of all, we're going back to the site abandonment. Let's set this up in Klaviyo and I'm going to show you how to do it. So one of the things that people don't actually know and about this particular flow is that you have to create it manually because Klaviyo doesn't have templates for it. Okay. So let's build our own, click build our own. And this is the site abandonment flow. The way I would name this, it's good point to talk about like naming conventions, is you want to put abandonment first and then the type of abandonment that it is. So that when you type in on the flow abandonment, you will see, okay, abandonment site, abandonment browse, abandonment checkout. Okay. We don't need tags. So let's leave that for now. And then we want to make our trigger viewed. Let me see here. It is active on site. Okay, here we go. Active on site. Save. Confirm and save. Okay, wonderful. So once you have the trigger enabled, we want to go into our trigger filters. Now, trigger filters, we want to go into our profile filters. So first of all, we want to make sure we're excluding anybody who's viewed a product, added to cart, started checkout, or placed an order since starting the flow, and prevent re-entry for 30 days. Okay, so let's do that now. Let's start with the viewed products, what someone has done. Where are we? What someone has done right at the bottom. They're always moving these around. View products at least once in the last 30 days. Let's do that. Someone has done, added to cart. Now, I don't believe we have it on this. Yeah, we don't actually have added to cart because we're not connected to a Shopify account. But you should have added to cart here. And if you don't have added to cart enabled, what you have to do is, I'll link it in the description. There's a simple tutorial which you just have to connect. Basically, it's something that you might have to add like a pixel or some kind of DNS record, I don't remember, onto your Shopify. Usually now, actually, if you connect your Shopify account, Klaviyo pulls it all in. Used to not do it, but I think it does now. So you probably have this already. So yeah, same here, added to cart, started checkout, or placed an order. So let's do that. So we've got our added to cart. Again, apologies for not being able to show it. Checkout, started checkout. Again, this is a Shopify trigger, so it won't show it. There we go. And then last one will be placed order. Okay, fabulous. So say you've got those three. So it's view product, added to cart, started checkout, and then placed order in the last 30 days. Depending on your product, it might be longer than 30 days that you want to exclude these people. All right. So click save once you've done that. Obviously, it won't let me save it because it unsaved changes, but then we've done it. All right. So you want this email to go out quite soon afterwards. So let's put a time delay here of, say, 30 minutes. 30 minutes to an hour is quite good. And then email one is going to be a welcome and brand mission. Okay. So this is an example. Again, I'm not going to write the emails, but I am going to show you how to set it up. So it gives you an idea of like, okay, this is what we need to go away and do. Again, we want to prioritize execution. So this is the quickest way to execute, is get these all set up first and then go away and do the more labor intensive stuff, which is writing the emails and designing them. So we already have an idea of the strategy. Email one is welcoming the brand. Let's go back up. A gentle invitation, offer value-driven content like a guide, tip, behind the scenes. So let's say this is a behind the scenes of brand. Okay. Plus gentle invitation to check out the website. You can feature bestsellers to get them started. Could be a good idea. All right. So behind the scenes of brand plus gentle invitation, check out the bestsellers if you know where to get started. Time delay between the first and second email, 2 days is good. It's less aggressive. You can also try 1 day, but I think 2 days is good. You don't want to be over emailing people. And then the last point is, again, education. Now, to be quite honest, 2 emails in this is good enough. I don't think you really need 3. I would start with 2. And then what you can do is you can set a time delay for 365 days. Test this for, I don't know, 1 month. See what the engagement's like. The engagement is good on both. So what's good engagement? So say you're getting like 3% CTRs on both of the emails, right? But no placed orders. Then you could think, okay, maybe they need a bit more of an incentive on email 3, but we can do an email 3. So that's where you could say do a gentle offer, right? Because you see the emails are getting good engagement. It's like, why not, why not send another one? If they're getting good engagement and good sales as well, like placed order rate is around 0.6 to 1%, then you could think, okay, engagement is good, placed order rate's good. We could perhaps send another email, but we're not going to do discounts. We're just going to do something a bit more value driven, right? Which could be like, give them a free guide. Okay. So maybe there's a free guide I really like. I'll show you an example of a free guide because I was just on this the other day. I don't know if it's this website, but hymns.com. So I'm doing a breakdown of Hymns at the moment. I really love their marketing. I think it's really good. So these guys have, I don't know if it's on the main page. It might be on the, yeah, here we go. Unlock the free guide to protein for weight loss. So if you guys, if your brand or the brand that you're working with, if you're a brand that has like something like this, like, some material, I'm sure most brands out there can create some kind of guide. Like, even if you're a clothes business, it's like how to choose your next outfit for summer or for fall and then create a guide for it. And this has become so simple and easy now to do with things like Canva and ChatGPT, where you can just create a digital product in less than an hour. I'm going to do a separate video on that because, again, let me know in the comments if that's something as valuable for you. If you want to know how to create like a lead magnet like this or a guide like this. But these are great to put not just as lead magnets to get the email address, that's one thing, but also just to get engagement on your emails and put them in your automations. And this is a great example of of where you could put the guide. And then if you're gathering first party data, maybe not from the site abandonment, but within your welcome series, you can start to actually like separate and segment out based on the customer's interests and send guides specifically around their interests. For hymns, they have so many different areas. So if I abandon this site, I have no idea if I'm interested in this, or this, right? So it's quite hard to like in this flow, unless you've got that data somehow to actually give me a guide on protein, it just makes no sense. So if in this case you're doing the site abandonment, it might make more sense to make the guide about like maybe a quiz would be better to find out what it is. So if you're hymns, you'd maybe want to put your quiz in here. So it's like, what are you interested in? What do you want? Lose weight, regrow hair, put in the quiz or click here to find out more about it. Okay. Or if while you sell one product, you could probably just put a guide for that one product. But yeah. So this is a site abandonment. First of all is the email 1, welcome and mission. And then email 2 is behind the scenes and then feature the bestsellers. These 2 emails do well. Depending on what they do well on, you can choose to either send an email 3, which could either be a gentle offer, or it could be some kind of guide that's related to the product and the stage that they're in. So site abandonment, just think like this, okay? It might be more related towards a quiz or some kind of guide that's more general for everybody on the site. Awesome. So that's your site abandonment. Now let's move over to player number 2. So we have the browser abandonment. I'm sure most of you guys have this set up who's watching this. If you don't, we're going to go through, I just want to go through it with you live, so how to get it set up. But first of all, what should your browser abandonment have? Now, what I like to do is with the browse abandonments is we actually separate it out versus non-customers and repeat existing customers. Reason why is because for most brands, for their non-customers in the browse abandonment, they will give some kind of discount, right? To get them over the edge to become a first-time buyer. Truth is, if someone has already bought, the likelihood is that they buy again with a discount diminishes because, especially if it's the same discount or lower. If it's more, a higher discount, yeah, probably. But if it's the same discount or lower, the thing is people become quite numb to discounting very quickly and offer fatigue sets in, quicker than we may expect. So you'll be surprised that most purchasers that come back again the second time round don't need a discount. You can just go in without a discount. And that's what we tend to split all of our browse, checkouts, added carts. We split it out versus non-customer and existing customer. Non-customers will get the discount, and then the existing customers won't get a discount unless they're VIPs, and that's a different story. So what do you need in your browser abandonment strategy? Always dynamic product reminder. You always want to be showing the image that the products that they've been browsing. You want to be adding every single email needs to have some kind of review, some kind of social proof, and you need to vary out what that social proof is. The third point, and I'll explain what that is in a second. And the third point is the goal here is to reduce doubt and to build trust. So always address common objections like guarantees, satisfaction guarantees, happiness guarantees, return policies, and also detailed product information. So no one's asking questions like, oh, what is this product? You should be clearing all of that up in your browser abandonments. Okay, so I've logged into an account which I know has Shopify connected to show you guys this. So first of all, we're doing browser abandonment. Klaviyo will have a template for this. So you can click on browser abandonment. It will set it all up for you. Again, one email is good for the browser abandonment. I would start with one email and then do 2 or 3. You can also split this out. So if you want to do the strategy that we do at Hayes, which I highly recommend you do, is you split this out and you put as what someone has done, place order 0 times over all time. That way, place order 0 times over all time means no, they'll go down here. Place order at least once over all time. No, they haven't placed an order at least once. Non-customers, essentially. So we'll put non-customers, non-customer. And then we will duplicate this and then put it over here. Awesome, lovely, beautiful. Existing customer. So maybe you want to try to start with without a discount. But let's just say you are giving a discount. Maybe it's a welcome offer. Same to on your pop-up. You can just put in the welcome offer discount, right? And then for the existing customers, it'll be maybe you want to give free shipping. So it's not necessarily a discount, but maybe you already have free shipping, right? On your website. And you just want to highlight that because sometimes people will forget that you've got free shipping, free fast shipping. People love it. And Prime basically built an entire business model off this, Amazon. So free fast shipping. If your shipping is fast and it's free, you can mention it. Right. So lovely stuff. What this will do, again, I'll have to blur this all out because unfortunately I can't feature our brand that we work with. However, what this will do is it will give you what you need to basically get the things working. What I mean by that is your dynamic images will be working. And this can be a bit of a pain to set up. But this block here, again, this will be blurred out. You can't see it because you can't see the product. But this block will be the dynamic block. It will show the name of the product, the price, and then the picture of the product that they've been browsing. And you can test it to see, who's been viewing it. You can scroll down here and it'll show you the different products that they've been viewing. And so what I like to do here is, again, you might want to change a few things. Like, for example, maybe the text is too big, like on mobile. Let's just preview it on mobile. See what it looks like. I mean, it doesn't look too bad, to be honest. It looks pretty good. But you might want to change the font. Let's just change it to Arial. Okay. And let's change the price to Arial. Right. And then maybe let's just, keep it as it is. Sizing looks good. Lovely. What else? Yeah. I mean, this is a good start. You might not want to mention the price. Sometimes I notice brands, they don't even put the price in. You can test that. That's a good A/B test to put on. Yeah. And then you've just got the name of the product and the picture of the product. So it should also add in the dynamic carousel, which automatically will feature popular categories. You can actually change the selection by create product feed. What would you like to name it? And then you could tick, so bestsellers over the last 90 days. What would you like to name this product feed? The name can only consist of letters, numbers. Okay, so best sellers. Show product, collection, home page. Oh no, we don't need to create additional filters. That's fine. Okay, great. So now when you preview it, again, you won't see this because it's blurred, but essentially you'll see your best sellers. Now this brand actually only sells one product, so it's not going to show that. But if you're a brand that sells multiple different products, then you'll see them all come down here. If you're a brand that only sells one product, then you want to delete this and completely remove it. So again, change the copy. We don't want to be using the copy here. Again, if you're a product that sells one thing. So, what are you waiting for? Again, it's horrible copy. Please don't use this. Remember, what we want to be including in here is these things, right? So we want dynamic product reminder. We have that. Great. After that, we want to be adding So let me just create another block, review quote. Here we go. So again, this is with Klaviyo reviews, but I'm just putting this so you can visually see it, like how I would lay it out. So you have a review, and then what you want to do is reduce doubt and build trust. So this is where you would have some kind of maybe table, right? Where it's like, for example, objection 1, and you'll have objection 2, and then you'll have objection 3. Lovely. So we don't want to just have one CTA at the bottom. I want one CTA after the product's being showcased. And then, yeah, one CTA at the bottom. Seems good. So this is like a standard browser abandonment. You don't need to really do it doesn't need to be longer than this, really. Like, the main thing is to show them what they're viewing. If you can add a bit of urgency, so what you could do is you could add how many are left. There's a code that you can use. Again, you can contact Klaviyo support or just search it, but there's a code you can use to show how many are left. So the layout, you'll have this with a bit of urgency at the top, some shop now button, a review here, and then your objections, and then your button. In the review, the good practice to have is for them to actually address the objections inside their review. So you're preemptively basically they're going to be thinking after this shop now is like, oh, why should I trust them? Then they're going to see a customer review again, use a UGC image, make it look real, right? Don't just put text, use an image of a real person. You could even have a link to a video of someone reviewing the product, have them address the objections that you're going to feature, and then, feature objections and how you're going to solve it. So first objection could be around satisfaction guarantee, return policy, free returns forever, bit intense, but maybe you have that. And then this one could be delivered in X days or your money back. This is really just making it sound irresistible. You want to make them feel like, I can't say no. It's a no-brainer. If I'm not happy, I'm going to get a refund. If I want a refund and I want to return it, I don't have to worry about it. It's going to be sorted. When am I going to get the product? Because I really want it now, but I want it now. How am I going to get it now? We're going to deliver it in X days or your money back or something else, right? Just really making them feel like it's so easy to say yes. Okay. So this is a kind of standard browser abandonment. Again, similar to a browser abandonment, really. They're more high intent. They made a clear purchase decision, but something just stopped them at the final hurdle. And this is where most of your recovery revenue lives, as well as in the abandoned checkout and the bonus flow, which I'm going to go through. So this is how the strategy works, right? With the cart abandonment, you have the sequence. It starts with a reminder and an incentive. So just start with a simple reminder, then escalate it to incentives if they don't respond within 24 to 48 hours. So I've given a good and a bad example in it below here. A good example is this one from Native. Super simple. They literally just use social proof, like we said in the browser abandonment. They open with it and they say, here's what you left behind, and they mention the free shipping underneath it. This is a personalized recovery. Again, follows the best practices, social proof using an incentive. Free shipping is the incentive. It's not really clearing any doubts, which could, basically follow the browser abandonment to clear some doubts if you need it. But maybe you don't need to, they are higher intent, right? So they've just stopped at the last hurdle. Maybe they don't need all the objection handling. They just need just a little bit of bump and encouragement. The generic approach is not using the dynamic image of what they've been looking with the free shipping or whatever incentive attached to it, and just going straight in with generic you miss 100% of the styles you don't take. Here's 10% off. Don't miss out on the pieces you've been eyeing. It really irks me when I see, brands just go, I'm sorry, Everlane, I love what you sell. I love your products. My girlfriend buys from you all the time, so don't worry, I'm not hating on Everlane. But just the thing with this is it's saying don't miss out, but they're not adding any authentic urgency to it. So why would they miss out? In this case, if it's 10% off, is it valid forever? Does it end tomorrow? It'll say it's 10% off. It's not making me feel like it's special. It's just making me feel, oh, here you go, have it. And usually if people like that is, oh, I don't want it. They backtrack. So yeah, this is an approach I wouldn't take with an abandoned cart. I wouldn't just give the 10% off without any real value attached to it. And that's why I believe the first email, even to your non-customers and your existing customers, usually doesn't offer a discount, but offers some kind of incentive attached to it with some urgency, authentic urgency behind it. So let me show you how we're going to set this up in Klaviyo. Let me go back up to the browser abandonment and put these flow filters in. So sorry, I apologize, guys. I missed this. You want to make sure you have your flow filters in the browse abandonment. So just copy these, exclude those who have placed an order, exclude those who have started to check out, exclude those who have added a cart, and prevent re-engagement in 30 days. Super sorry, guys. Again, this is all live. The point of these is to be live, to show you that I'm not hiding anything. So these are important. So please include these flow filters, because we don't want people going through who are already going through the cart, already going through this checkout, to be going through the browse. So place an order, started checkout, added to cart. Okay, I'll show you how to do that really quickly. God, we love it when it's live, eh, guys? I mean, they kind of already done it. The only thing they haven't done is, because already done it pretty much. But the thing it hasn't done is viewed products. So we need to make sure. All right, fabulous. So that's the profile filters. Checkout started, place starter, And then the last thing is the initial delays. So basically 30 minutes to 4 hours on the first one is fine. 2 hours is what Klaviyo suggests, so let's just go with that. Awesome. Apologies, guys. All right, let's move over to the cart abandonment. So I've already gone through the generics. Let's get it set up, okay? So we've got a site abandonment set up. We've got a browse abandonment set up. Let's now do the added abandoned cart. Now, Shopify added to trigger. Yeah, this is the one we want. Use template. So this is cool. It's actually added SMS into it, which is really cool. This is what we do at Haze. So if they can receive SMS, we usually go down the SMS route first, because it's just a higher touch point. And if you send them an SMS first and then follow up with an email, this is super powerful. It works really well. So I like this layout. The only difference I would make here is I would split this into existing customers is least once over all time. Again, I would split this. So the reason why is because we want to offer more incentives for the non-customers and less for the existing customers. So basically duplicate all of this over to the other side. Again, following the same strategy, tweak the copy and make sure we're not offering a discount. So this side will be our non-customers. Let's follow best practices here, guys, by actually doing the namings and everything. This is a full walkthrough, all live, hopefully not too chaotic for you guys. So I'm not going to duplicate this over just for the sake of time, but you want to basically duplicate what's happening on this side. Now, the best thing to do really is get everything. I should have mentioned this a little bit earlier, but again, we're just going through the motion. If you get everything designed first for non-customers and written for non-customers, you can usually just copy and paste it over the other side and remove any discounts. That would probably be the easiest way to do it. Okay, so the strategy for the complete abandonment. Let's go up here. So reminder and incentive. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to basically do what it's saying here. We're just going to be like forgetting something, like remind them. We're not going to be offering a discount. So thanks for stopping by. Simple. Yeah, this is really good. Again, the high intent. So we just need a simple reminder. Best practice, again, is always to include a review. Okay. And also make sure you have the dynamic image viewing. So here we do with the price attached to it. Again, you might want to remove the price. That's fine. Remove the price. If you have free shipping, mention it. Okay. You can highlight that. Maybe make the text color red. You get this horrible red. I'm sorry. It's a horrible red. And then after that, you've got your review. So you'll have a review underneath. And then really try it without or with objections. I would do an A/B test on that though. You don't want to just do it. So say this is, let's actually show you how to do that. So we're going to use this as the objection one. So let's create an A/B test. Lovely. So test 1, variation A with objection handling. And then this one, it's test 1, variation B without objection handling. Okay, lovely stuff. So let's go on here and make sure we edit out the objections. So it's just the reviews. Okay. So this is a good example of whilst you're moving through the motions, it's like thinking, okay, what tests can we set live before we even do it? All right. I would do this for all your flows before you set them live, is set an A/B test live for each of them, each of your emails, just to get things moving in the right direction. Save your, whilst you're working on things, you can get them all set up at the same time. Why not? Again, it might be good to get more data, and it could be specific on the brand, but I'm just going off some tests that I know work well. So like objection handling versus not, reviews versus not, or certain kind of reviews, or adding an offer, removing an offer, things like that. So that's email 1. We have a gentle reminder, adding some reviews, adding some objection handling. And then the second one, now Klaviyo's gone in with a suggestion of the cart expiring. I like it. The issue is, like, a lot of brands don't actually expire the carts in time with the email. So what you'll find is that it's not really authentic urgency. However, if you can do that, if you can tweak it and edit it so that when when the email goes out and the date and time it says your cart is gonna expire, their cart actually does expire. This is a great lever to pull. It really is, because it doesn't cost you any money, right, to remove the items from someone's cart. It really doesn't. So I would say this is a perfect lever to start with. And then you can look at other levers like free shipping, for example, right? And then from that, maybe start to think about maybe offering a discount. But the idea here, and I really want to drill this into your brain, is that it's really important not to just go into discounting, right? Start with the lowest but lowest margin lever you can pull. In this case, your cart expiring, but make sure that it's authentic. Make sure that it actually expires. Otherwise, it's just words and people won't believe it, right? And you can even say like, hey, your cart is going to expire. If you don't believe us, then this will happen. Because most people don't. This is what it looks like when your cart expires. And you could just have a GIF of the cart disappearing, right, live. And generally, people will, if they visually see that these things happen, they'll start to believe it more. And again, it's not affecting your margins at all, right? So don't go straight into discounting. Start with the lowest thing and then do testing, right? If that's not working, the cart expiry is not working, try maybe something smaller like a free gift or free shipping. That's not working, then you can start to do some discounts. Maybe first you start discounting on a bundled product, so like only on bundles, right, which encourages them to like basically buy more, right? And you know, go check the cart but then add more to the cart. So like, hey, we'll discount you but only over carts over a certain value. Okay, so think like that before going straight into the blanket site-wide discount. Anyway, enough of that. I think this is a good start, again, for your abandoned cart. Before I forget, let's make sure the profile filters are good. So we want to make sure we have place order 0 times since starting this flow and has not been in its flow for 7 days. Yeah, that's cool. Place order, checkout 0 times. Yeah, we're all good on the filters. Time delay 4 hours, a little bit on the high side, but I think it's also fine. You know, the high intent customers, you don't want to bombard them and annoy them. So 4 hours is good. So the abandoned checkout floor. Some little cool insights into the abandoned checkout is you can be a bit more aggressive on these guys. They're basically just almost over the edge. The last mile objections you want to overcome are security concerns, unexpected costs, or complicated forms that might have cause the abandonment. Highlight trust signals, emphasize security badges, testimonials, and clear shipping policies to rebuild that confidence. And then also quick recovery wins. So simple reminder emails can recover 10 to 15% of checkout. Now, I'm going to give you my little checkout abandonment hack, which has been crushing it every single time. And it's not what you might think. Okay. So first of all, we can start with a Klaviyo flow, which is just a abandoned checkout. Yeah, let's do the email and SMS because I love omni-channel marketing. It works so well. And I know Klaviyo are doubling down on it. So let's use it to our advantage. So we have, again, same deal here, conditional split. We want to be splitting from existing customers to non-customers. So what someone has done, place order at least once over all time. Great. Again, rename these non-customer, right? Naming all of these. Oh, funny thing is, this is saying abandoned cart. It's not. Hang on. Okay, no, the checkout started trigger is right. So it's not abandoned cart, it's abandoned checkout. I think for many times, brands were using the abandoned cart thinking it was the abandoned checkout or vice versa. They're actually two separate flows, which is what we're learning. So all good. Profile filters, let me double check. Place order since, oh yeah, that's fine. I think 7 days is quite aggressive. Let's try 2 weeks. 4 hours. Yeah, I think that's too long. Let's start with 1 hour on abandoned checkout because they're literally almost over the edge. Okay, so other things. Let's highlight. Am I missing anything? No. All right, so the first email, okay, is going to be, drum roll please, a plain text email. Yes, heard that right. We're going to be doing a plain text email. We are not doing a designed email, okay? Change template, here we go. Text only. And then that's it, you're done. You're going to send the email. No, I'm kidding, obviously. Now, the copy we want to use. I'm not going to write the copy because it takes too much time, and I'm not going to give you all my secret sauce, all right? But the secret sauce here, which I will work, is a plain text email. Promise you that. Not a designed email. Again, they're so close to converting. They just need that extra little touch, and you're going to do that by these things. So first of all, what you're going to do is you're basically going to say, we noticed you had trouble checking out with your recent order. Okay, and you can name the order. I think they even have order. Okay, no, ignore that for now. Your recent order at X brand. Okay, and then you want to be addressing, like, doing this. So we just wanted to check. If it was a simple mistake, if it was a simple mistake, and you want to check out now, then click the link below, and we'll take you right back to the checkout page where you can complete your order. Now, this is really basic copy. Don't copy this. Do not copy this. This is not copywriting advice. Click here to check out. Okay. This is general format. So the idea here is you want to basically, now you said, oh, you're having trouble. You don't want to say like, oh, we like something cringy. Could be like, oh, we noticed that you left this in your checkout. Don't miss out on your latest styles. Please don't do that. This is a personal approach. You could even say, you want to make it more personal. This is Jerry. Hi, first name. This is Jerry from customer support at X brand. I noticed you had a little trouble. You can even say it like more personal. You had a little trouble checking out with your recent order. Just so you know, I'm here to help. If it was simple mistake, and click below. So, all right, simple. You'll probably get a lot of clicks just through that. Keeping it simple there. But after this point is where you can start to basically overcome these objections and then thingy. So address and overcome their top three objections. And then the last point is highlight top three trust signals, and then click here to check out. If you're still unsure, reply to this email with any questions you may have, and I'll get back to you ASAP. Thanks, Jerry, customer support at X brand. Okay, so this is the first and last time you're going to see this page, so please take a screenshot of this copy. I'm not gonna put this anywhere. I'm not gonna, put together a Google Sheets with all these like top chat GBT prompts to get your first checkout email. No. If this is helpful for you and this guides you in the way that you need, just copy this, because this is just a general format that we've seen work. It's personalized, feels personalized. It's naming, someone from the team, putting a face to the brand, and it's just overcoming any of those like last minute concerns. It's not the browse abandonment concerns, all right? They're not the same objections as your browse abandonment. These are more things around like security, unexpected costs, or complicated forms. So it's like, you can even highlight if you're still unsure, like if, for example, was it too complicated to check out? ? That's not a problem. Please reply to this email, and I'll get the order sorted for you personally. Something like that. Super high value. Because maybe it's someone who's checking out and they're just like, oh man, I can't, bloody button's not working or something. Things go wrong on the site all the time, right? And this is what this email is for, is to address that, because the likelihood is that they've abandoned the checkout. It could be a technical issue. Again, a security concern about their bank account or information. It's usually like deeper than your common objection around returns or shipping or anything like that. That's more on the browse and added cart stage. So think about the objections. Again, these are the ones: security concerns, unexpected costs, and complicated forms that might have caused abandonment. Wonderful. Well, there's the source for the abandoned checkout. Again, I'm sure you guys have learned something, even if you've already got an abandoned checkout live. The likelihood is that you're doing this. Let me know in the comments. I'm curious. I think it's slim, but maybe a lot of you guys are doing it. If so, cool. All right. So that's your first. You also have an SMS, and then the abandoned checkout too. Again, will be a similar approach. It will just be a kind follow-up from Jerry. I love receiving emails from Jerry. I'm already warm to this guy. I don't even know who he is, but I'm already warming to him. He's there for my needs. He's there to help me out, So that's great. Like two simple emails. Again, you could offer a discount if you wanted to, or again, the lowest lever you can pull is that, hey, one thing could be reply with what you want. Do you want a discount? Do you want this? Do you want free shipping? What do you want? If you want to make it less manual, it could just be some urgency around, okay, you haven't got back to me, so I'm assuming you don't want the things. We're going to have to expire your card soon, just because I can't hold on to these things. Other people want them, type thing. Anyway, kind follow-up from Jerry will do for the second one. Lovely. So we've got that set up. Let me check that I think I already checked the filters are good. Filters are good. Last one. This is the one I guarantee a lot of you haven't got already. Whether it's the site abandonment or this one of the two, you probably don't have. Now, if you do, if you've got all 5, let me know in the comments. I'll give you a chocolate bar when I next see you. Otherwise, if you haven't, go away and get this set up. I'm going to show you how to do it now. It's called the high intent flow. Basically, this flow is those who have clicked but visited your website. They clicked on emails, they visited the website multiple times, but they haven't bought anything. Okay. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to be a little bit cheeky. So first of all, what is the strategy? I'll show you how to set up in a second. The strategy is scarcity and urgency, highly personalized copy, and exclusive offers. So this one, we're being a bit more aggressive. All right. This one, we're being a little bit more aggressive than the other flows. And that's why it tends to perform quite well. And this will complete your recovery system. So you have the side visit, the browse, the add to cart, the checkout, and then finally, even more high intent than the checkout is your high intent flow. And this is why this one performs. I've seen it perform better than the abandoned checkout. I've seen it perform better than the welcome series. Okay. How are we going to create it? First of all, we need to create a segment. Yes, we need to create a segment, which is called the high intent segment. Okay. We already have it here. We'll make sure we blur out all the information. So the high intent segment is those who have clicked email at least once in the last 3 days, to the site at least once in the last 3 days, and has placed an order 0 times in the last 30 days. So these are people who've gone on your website, right? Browsed it, come off of it, checked an email and clicked on it, right? And it's like, or they've clicked the email, they've been on the website and they've been checking it out. So these are like people who are really highly engaged, right? They've been clicking the emails, but they've not been buying. So we're going to be highlighting that, right? We're going to be calling that out. And the way we're going to do that, so we're going to click our flow. So we're going to have the high intent. I'm not going to use this one already. Basically, what you do is you create the flow. You want to build your own, and it's called, high. Let's just do YouTube high intent flow, so there's no confusion. Create manually. The trigger is those who have been added to the segment, high intent flow, or the name, whatever name of the segment is that you've created. Confirm and save. Now, again, here, super urgent. So let's put a time delay of 30 minutes. 30 minutes to an hour is good, but let's just be quite aggressive. And then the first email, again, is going to be a plain text email. Yes, plain text email. All right. Before we do that, let's do the profile filters. Okay. So same here. You want to basically remove everyone who has either is viewed products. Let's do since starting this flow, at least once since starting this flow, and what someone has done, added to cart, at least once since starting this flow, and what someone has done, checkout started at least once since starting this flow. And I mean, really, like, we don't need to do the placed order. Actually, yeah, we do, just in case. Yeah, just in case. Place order at least once since starting this flow. All right. Okay, wonderful. So that's our profile filters: view product, added to cart, checkout started, place order. Oh, and also has not been in this flow. What someone has done. How do we do this again? What someone has done. Okay, received email at least once in the last 14 days. Where there was an easier way to do this, right? 1 second, guys. Let me check out what we did for the abandoned checkout. Yeah, it has not been in the flow. What's one of them has not been in this flow? Okay. It should be there on the drop down. I didn't see it. If it's not, you can just exclude them by those who've received the email. And yeah, it's not here. It's so weird. Okay. We're going to do it. So what person has done, received email 0 times. So that's 14 days. Just wanted to receive the email 0 times. Yeah. Where flow equals YouTube high intent flow. Okay. Basically. That is what it is. Receive the email 0 times in the last 14 days, where flow equals YouTube high intent flow. Awesome. All right, lovely. So again, I'm not going to go in and create it again with the copy, but the idea of this flow is that we are giving scarcity and urgency in a highly personalized copy. So we're basically going to say something along the lines of, hey, I noticed you've been, browsing our emails, clicking our emails, essentially browsing our website, but you still haven't made a purchase. I wanted to give you something extra special, for being on our email list, for, interacting with the brand. I know you're going to really love the products. So here is something to sweeten the deal. And it could be, again, start with the lowest lever. It could be free shipping, a free gift, limited to a certain amount of customers. So like a free gift for the first 10 people or 20 people. things like that are good to start with, and free shipping same. If not, some kind of discount, 5, 10, 15% could be good for this particular flow, because it's such a high intent flow. And if the people haven't purchased, it's like, just get them over the edge, right? And again, 2 emails, one with the offer introduction, offer intro, and then the second email can be more along the lines of sorry, let me just do the time delay. So that, I swear I have ADHD. I see something that's missing. My time delay is missing. Okay. And then the email 2 will be offer expiry. And it's just super quick. Like, I'd even actually put this as 1 day. Like, look, this offer is only available for 1 more hour. Offer expiry. Like, it's just super quick. It's like, hey, here's the email. Here's the offer. It's only available till tomorrow. If you don't get it, you miss out. Like, don't mess about with this. Like, get them over the edge quickly by authentic urgency. Again, you can split this out versus, there's 2 ways to do it. Existing customers, non-customers is 1 way. Depending on, I would say, yeah, that's a good one. You can also like base it on what products you've been viewing, whether it's a high AOV or lower. But I would say genuinely, to keep it simple, just keep it like this. Yeah. And that's it. That's your high intent flow. The one that most of you probably haven't got. Now, obviously, I wanted to go into why this works. Again, proof is in the pudding. Proof here of some of the flows over the last 30 days. $230 per recipient in one of our flows, $21 in another, $60.4 in another, 15% average revenue lift. Properly implemented abandonment flows, generally, they will generate around 10 to 20% additional revenue. Here we have an example of 25,000 people over the last few months, $5.4 million in revenue. Incredible. Yeah, I mean, that's just a checkout. That wasn't even our highest performing flow. I just wanted to highlight it because it's a popular flow. 24/7, they're always working, and all those billions of dollars that you would have lost or missed out on, they're being covered on all angles with email. And again, out of these 5 flows, there's probably at least 1 or 2 of them that you guys haven't already implemented, and they could be making you money as you speak. So this has been a long tutorial. Again, a lot of this does take time to implement properly. With the strategies mentioned, I don't know any AI software that can just go away and do this. At least, there's AI softwares that can say they can implement it, but not all of it really well done with this strategy constantly monitored as well for you. We'll build this for you. We'll manage your entire email marketing strategy from start to finish, campaigns, flows, deliverability, sales, promos, content calendar, you name it. We'll do it for you. We are a complete done for you email service. If you want us to do it, book your free call below and we'll have a chat and we can see how we can help you. Otherwise, it's been me, Daniel Rigby, the retention guy, I call myself now, the head of retention here at Hayes Media. Now, I want to highlight, if you have found this helpful, please hit the like. I never ask for this, but please subscribe. Okay, I know a lot of you guys aren't subscribed, so please hit that button if you found this useful. Drop a comment, get talking. I want to see some more comments. I'd love to engage with you guys. I really want to see some of those. But really, most importantly, is if you want us to build these, get in touch. We'll manage all of your email marketing for you, done for you, and you book a free call. It's a free call. It's no obligation as well. So just book it, have a chat with us, and yeah, we'll take care of everything from that. All right. See you in the next one, guys.